Hey, Mike with Nerd Problems Gaming here, the channel where we go through the good and bad of everything nerdy to make sure you spend your time on the best of the best. In today's video, I'll be doing a review of the deck building game, Knights of the Hound Table, so let's get into it. Now, this game actually takes place in the Kingdom of Boneshire, and you play as competing armies of hounds throughout the kingdom, battling it out in deck builder fashion. But let's jump into the game so you can see how it's played, and then I'll go through my full review from there. Alright, so when it comes to setting up the game, it's actually very simple. You're going to start with the life point cards. Each character will get these. Simply set the number to 30 for both characters to start off. Then you're going to separate the cards into the Hound deck and then the Hero deck. And so with the Hound deck, there's 24 cards. So you'll just simply take these, shuffle them up, and then do the same thing for the Hero deck. So you can shuffle these up, set these out here, and then what you do is lay out 3 Hero cards from the Hero deck. Now each player is going to need to draft their initial starting deck. And so what you will do is shuffle these again and lay out 6 hounds to choose from to start the game. And the youngest player will start the game first, and they will choose the hound that they want to use. And then it will alternate between people until all the cards are gone. And then you'll simply lay out the next 6 of the deck. And then the next person will go first then. So again, you do this until all the cards are gone. So to speed this up, I'll just alternate, assuming that these characters have been picked in the fashion I described before. So now that each player has their starting deck, they will shuffle these, and then the game will begin. Now the object of the game is very simple. You want to either have your opponent's life go down to 0 or faint at least 5 of their hound cards. And the way that you do that is by recruiting hero cards, and then when a hero card faces a hound card in battle, if the hero card wins, the other player will have to discard that hound card from their hand from the game. So, how the game's combat works. Each player is going to start by drawing 3 cards, and then each card is going to have a power level and an ability. And so what you'll do is you'll place 1 card in the attack space, 1 in the ability space, and this is where you'll activate the ability listed, and then finally 1 in the defend space. The second player will also play the same time, draw their 3 cards, and follow the same process. But now theirs is reversed. So this would be their attack, this would be their ability again in the middle, and this would be their defense. So then what you can see happens is the attack is facing the defender, and attack is facing defender, and then the abilities. Now to start, typically you're going to use the ability first because that could influence the game, and then you also want to start with the ability with the higher power level is going to go first if they happen to affect each other. So the battle will go through. In this case, we'll ignore the abilities for this instance, but again, 6 is going to beat 5 in this case, and then 6 will beat 2. So then what will happen is this player is going to take 1 damage because there's 1 point difference between 6 and 5. And then this player is going to take 4 damage because there's a difference of 4 between 6 and 2. And so you simply would bring down the life card that many points on each player's side. Then you'll simply draw bone tokens depending on how much damage you did in this process. Now at this point, the person that has the least amount of bone tokens total is able to recruit from the hero deck. In this case, they don't have enough to recruit someone, then it goes to this player. They don't have enough to recruit someone either. But as you continue to play, you will have enough bones where you might be able to recruit one of the hero dog cards. And so when you do recruit one of these dog cards, you will take them and they will go in your discard pile, which you will eventually be able to reshuffle back into your hands that you're drawing. You'll then immediately flip up the next card. And when people do shop in this hero area, they're able to recruit as many dogs as they have bones for from the barracks during their turn. And then it will go to the next player's choice to be able to recruit from the barracks. After this, the 3 cards will be discarded for both players, and they will again draw the 3 cards. So the same process will continue. Ability in the middle, attack on the left, defense on the right. Same thing. The other player will follow this same strategy. Attack, ability, defense. They'll see who wins and who does damage to who. These cards will be discarded. They'll have a chance to shop in the store. And this will continue until the game is won, where either one player does enough life damage to cause the other player to go to 0, or by having hero hounds attack and kill off enemy hounds. One other thing to note is that you will continue to fill the discard pile, and you only will shuffle this at the point when you need to draw cards. You will reshuffle the cards then at that point into your new draw pile, and then you will draw the required cards to get up to 3 cards. But this is really the basics of how to play Knights of the Hound table. Definitely check out the rule book if you have any more questions, or feel free to leave a comment below. But now that you know how to play, let's jump into the review and cover my thoughts on the game. Now this game, as you saw, is a 2-player deck builder game. Now this game does have a 3- and 4-player variant as well, but you do actually need 2 copies of the game to be able to play that way. So for the most part, if you're just picking up 1 copy, you'll be able to play a 2-player version of this game. Now right off the bat, as you saw in the how to play section, this game is very easy to learn and easy to play. But the strategies that go with the game can get very complex depending on the combination of cards that you want to play. And with that in mind, I think that the game has a very high replay value, especially considering that the game itself doesn't take very long to play, maybe 15 to 30 minutes tops as you play. I know my girlfriend and I went through and played probably 3 or 4 rounds right in a row, and so it's pretty easy to pick up and play, and then it leaves you wanting to play again to try out different strategies and then beat the other opponent if you happen to lose. One thing that's cool too is you'll lay out the cards to draw and create your starting deck, and again, that's different every time, and so you can try and build a strategy as you go, but even throughout that process, your competing player might throw a wrench in the mix and you have to readjust your overall strategy on the fly. There's also different strategies to win, like I talked about, so you can win by either killing off your opponent by doing enough overall damage, or you can feint enough of their hounds and win the game that way as well. So this can really alter the play strategy that you might be going for as you play. It also has a really cool, unique mechanic with attack, ability, and defense, and then organizing your cards in that fashion to create different strategies. And sometimes it pays off to take a big risk by putting all of your efforts into an attack and then leaving yourself virtually defenseless and to have it work out. But then it can also go the other way as well, where your opponent might take advantage of it. But again, that's part of the fun of the game. So I really felt like I was in control versus having it just be completely random as I laid down the cards. And I like that aspect of the game. One thing that I really like too that you saw in the how to play section is the really fun artwork. So if you have dogs, you're a dog person, this is a cool game to pick up because every card is medieval themed, but then it's also dog themed as well, so that's fun to see in the game. And overall, like I said, it's an easy game, it's quick to learn, it's quick to play, and the replay value is really high, so I think this would be a fun game to add to your nerd library, especially if you like deck building games and you like dogs. So if you'd like to pick up a copy of this game, there's going to be a link in the description below where you can get a copy. And if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button as it really helps out the channel. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out here. And if you'd like to support the channel, help us pick out content and more, become a patron of ours over at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. And if you'd like to plug into our live streams and Let's Plays we do on the channel, you can follow us over on Twitch at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Twitch. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.